Hello everyone and welcome back to Sudden Wealth. I hope you guys are doing very well over this weekend. By the way, today is the last day that the setup will be like this. So after tomorrow, I will be back to, full-fledged normal outfit. So thank you very much for keeping up with me like this. If you do enjoy the content, please consider dropping that like and subscribe. As you know, it's the only thing that I ask. So thank you very much for your support. Now let's go right for the meat and the bone, let's say. So Andy, one of my lottery ticket plays, as you guys know, I got in at around 1.7, 1.8 market cap. And that coin today almost crossed the $100 million market cap. We went as high as 94 million. That was the highest that I've seen. And on Wolf, still about 400% from where I was. And I do have both breadths, actually, because there's the original breadth, which basically was down 99%, and all of a sudden today it jumped up crazy, like something like 100x in 6 hours. And I had the other breadth, which is around 2.1 million market cap at this time, which means that I'm slightly up on that one. Now there's going to be a coin coming on April 11th, that is on Thursday, which is PANDY, and is basically the fusion between Pepe and Andy. It's around the same meme style of mania around the Pepe ecosystem, and apparently there's one developer which was involved in Andy is going to be involved in this one as well. The initial market cap will be 10k, and basically, LP will liquidity will be burned and token will be renounced, and it's 100% token launch. No hidden tokens, but once again, this is a new project, meme coin, no time to do any research. So what I'm going to do on that one is I'll rotate a little bit of my profits in Andy into this one, not because I think it's going to be a slam banger, but it's because of two things. Number one, as I've mentioned this many times over, I was looking for one of the narratives in this cycle, and so far it seems to be Pepe and its universe of coins. Okay. Now, does that mean that's going to last the entire bull market? Probably not. But the point is, that's why you have lottery tickets. Small risk. If you lose, you don't lose that much. If you profit, just like in Andy or in Wolf, or in Pikamoon, those profits are very massive. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for at the moment. I'm also considering to rotate some of it into PDI. For those of you who don't know, PDI is supposed to be the fourth DAI from Ethereum on Pulse chain, and there seems to be an idea that there's a good chance that PDI will hit $1, which would mean basically will be pegged to the dollar. Would I make that bet? Do I know if that's actually going to happen? I don't know. If I'm right and it goes to $1, I'll probably make somewhere in the vicinity of 200x or 175x, around that level. If I'm wrong, what I'm planning on doing is probably, if we reach 10 cents or so, I'm probably going to take out my principal plus a little bit of profit, which means that the rest is going to be there. It's going to be pure net profit. So this is something that I'm also starting to do. And what I feel it's going to happen, and this intertwines. Oh, by the way, sorry. So what I'm doing with lottery tickets, I've mentioned this before, but I'll sell it again, is I am basically, if I do believe that I've come across a good, a lottery ticket, I deploy, $1,000, $500, $750. Depends a little bit on my confidence on the project. As soon as I start to do very well, there are certain price targets in which I take part of my portfolio out and I start rotating it into my core coins, so Pulse Chain and PulseX in particular, and part of it into cash profit. My goal is somewhere in the summer, all my principal is completely out, just on lottery tickets, meaning my core positions keep on increasing or they don't move. However, I am pretty much riskless in the market. That is my goal here. Now, I've said this before, and I'll say it again because it's very important, which is I do believe the Bitcoin halving will be a buy the rumor, sell the news event. Will the sell-off last a month, 2 months, 3 weeks? Who knows? I would be willing to guess probably until beginning of June, until first, 2nd of June. We'll see about that. I'm not making an official prediction yet, but I have a feeling around it. But the thing that people need to understand is that from here into the halving, I think a lot of crazy fireworks will happen, a lot of pumping across almost every crypto. And usually what happens is Bitcoin tops, meaning we have a local top. It's not the top of the cycle, is we have a little local top before the sell-off, and then altcoins run a little bit further, so about a week or so. So if that is happening, I will have about a week to trim down my positions. Now, does that mean that I'm going to sell my entire positions on these lottery tickets? No. I'll probably leave between 25 to 40% and just let it run and see what happens with them. But the remaining will be out. Why? Because there can be the situation where a meme coin goes up, does extremely well, goes down, and never comes back for the rest of the cycle. Very important to understand. Meme coins and lottery tickets, they play a different game from the core coins. So it's very important to understand that, at least in my view. So that is my plan. Okay? Now, a little bit more overarching answer, because some people have asked me in the past, which is, why do I talk so much about crypto and not about, stocks, etc. But by the way, I do talk about stocks, and I do look into real estate and other matters. And as you guys know, I've always told you the bond market will dictate the other markets at some point. Can the bond market go down? Yes. Can it go down in like 1% per day? No. You can have a period of time in which, for example, crypto, gold, stocks are all doing well and bonds are selling aggressively, but after a little bit, you have a big sell-off on all three assets because they are a derivative of the bond market. So my God, a large part of my channel at some point is about macro analysis and how to basically figure out which are the real important things to look into and not be distracted with all the noise that needs to be produced on a daily basis. Because why? Because the media sells content. YouTubers sell content. So they need to create a big fuss about, oh my God, Joe Biden went to the toilet 4 times today instead of 3. People need to create content to justify, and stocks are down because people are concerned about, Australia's performance in the next World Cup. Whatever. They will come up with any weird idea to justify whatever the case may be, okay? But the reason why I focus so much in crypto is because, number one, I do believe that it's the best way for an average person to actually reach financial independence. Now, it's filled with scams, and most people lose, but if you've been following this channel for a while now, and I've been here through the bear market, through the recovery year, through the dull times, through the boring times, through the difficult times, I'm always here. My message and what I'm doing, my strategy, is always unchanged. Like all these people, I see these people on YouTube, they change this strategy, they change that strategy. I'm always the same. And the reason why I like crypto so much is because it's very simple. You are being robbed about 10 to 12% per year of your purchasing power, either being assets or consumer goods. What do I mean by that? If you look at all central banks across the world, the currencies are debased on average about 8% per year. Okay? Debasement means I needed 3 salaries to buy a house, and now I need 5 salaries to buy a house. But when I go to the supermarket, the Coca-Cola is still very cheap. So that is the debasement part. The inflation part is I go to the supermarket and the Coca-Cola used to cost me $1 and now costs $1.05. That is the inflation part. So if you combine both sides of the equation, you get to an average of 11 to 12%, which means that whatever investment you make, you need to compensate already for that 10, 12%. Is the answer gold? No. Gold is down. Gold needs to go to 3,500 just to break even from the 1980 top, and it needs to go to 2,700 just to break even from 2011 top, adjusted for inflation. And this is the government data, by the way. So if you actually use the real, and this is just purely CPI. So this is not even including the debasement of currency, which is even worse. So that's not one. What about the S&P 500? Well, you lose a little bit on average, but you stay fairly on pace, which means that, relatively speaking, if everybody else is losing, you are better off because you are at least around the same place. What about tech stocks? Yes, tech stocks have been outperforming the debasement plus the inflation together. But there's an asset which outperforms all of it, which is Bitcoin and crypto in general. Completely outperforms it. And the reason why there's so much interest now from, for example, the Japanese pension fund, the pension funds across the world, normal people, is because they're finally starting to understand that something is screwing them, but they don't really understand what. And it seems to be obvious by now because Bitcoin has been around for 15 years. The crypto, and Bitcoin in particular, may be a much better solution than the traditional finance metrics. Now, there's something I need to address for the second half of the year that I think people should understand very carefully. So with the Bitcoin halving, the supply of Bitcoin, the increasing daily supply, will go from 900 Bitcoin today per day to 450 per day. Grayscale has been selling huge amounts of Bitcoin every single day, and the price is still very high. And by the way, they already sold more than half their stack, which means they are more than halfway through, and we are still close to the all-time high. That will disappear. The DOJ has moved a lot of Bitcoin into Coinbase in order to, and has been selling. That will also be gone in a few weeks to months. Meaning that a lot of sell pressure will get out of the market. Now, does that mean that I think there's never going to be a bear market again, that we've solved the bear market issue? No. Bitcoin dropped from $30 to $2. That's a 94% crash. Then it dropped from 1,300 or so to 280 something dollars, which is an 85% drop. Then 2017 to 2018, bottom of the bear market, we dropped 85% as well. And last bear market, we dropped 77%. So we are no longer dropping the 94 or the 85% anymore, which tells me most likely that next bear market, maybe we will be down probably somewhere between 50 to 60% from the all-time highs. So let's say that the all-time high is 240K, maybe we sell off into 100K or so, and then we go up. But what people need to understand is that as the volatility to the downside diminishes, the volatility to the upside will also diminish going forward after this cycle. Why? Because this is what people got wrong. Why did crypto appreciate so much? Because it's extremely volatile. Volatility is the price you pay for the best performing asset class in the history of mankind. That's it. There's no big conspiracy theory. There's no big, supposition. It is what it is. And then usually people that trade this get annihilated. And people that buy and hold products with product market fit, they do very well. Now, these cycle one narratives that I've been talking about, they are very good for this cycle. And they help, in my view, de-risk your portfolio so you don't panic if things are going wrong because you are essentially risk-free, and it allows you to compound your core position. Now, maybe you catch a unicorn and you catch it at a good price and it goes up 1,000-fold, and you go from $1,000 to $1 million. Congratulations, you've hit the lottery. That's what it means. Should you be playing for that? In my view, no. I mean, I cannot tell you what to do. If you want to go all in meme coins, random meme coins for no reason, be my guest, have fun with it. I wish you all the best in the world. I really hope you do well. However, bear in mind that you're playing a little bit Russian roulette. That's what you're doing, and you need to be conscious of that. So I think I've covered a lot of topics in this video. I think now it should be clearer why I have such a strong position on crypto. And by the way, I was thinking about making a live stream next week kindly let me know what you think about it. I was thinking about Wednesday, to do it on Wednesday or Tuesday. Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you in the next one. So thank you very much for your support, guys.